Good afternoon and welcome to sunny California. We're here at the Los Angeles Badminton Club in Montebello Hills, which plays host to the Yonex US Open 2016. It's semi-finals day and we've got a great schedule of matches ahead of us here on Court 1. This is the 9th Grand Prix Gold event of the year, and crucially, it's the last big event before the Rio Olympic Games next month. So as we take a look at the schedule of play, we've got mixed doubles up first. It's Lee, Hock, Lai and Phyllis Chan, the combined USA-Canadian pairing, taking on the number 2 seeds from Poland, former world number 1s. It's Robert Mateusiak and Nadiezda up first. We've got the first of our women's singles on next, with number 7 seed Linda Zetchiri of Bulgaria taking on Ayumi Mini of Japan. The men's singles, we've got Ajay Jayaram of India, the number 4 seed. He takes on one of Japan's new young guns. It's Kanta Tsunyama, just 20 years of age. The second of our women's singles up next. That's 4th on court. It's Saina Kawakami. She takes on the favourite here, Michelle Lee from Canada, and the number 2 seed. And last but not least, it's the crowd favourites. It's the superstars of Danish badminton. It's Mathias Bo and Carsten Mogensen. Men's doubles taking on Takuto Inoue and Yuki Kaneyoko of Japan. So we can take a look at the draw so far this week in the mixed doubles. Some very tough matches out there in the mix so far this week. Lee Hock Lai and Phyllis Chan, 26, 25 years of age. They've had some really interesting matches there. Their quarter-final was fairly straightforward though, against Philip Chu and Subandi of the USA, taking that one 21-18, 21-16. Mateusiak and Zieba of Poland, the number 2 seeds. Surely the tournament favourites now, as Chris and Gabby Adcock withdrew from the event very early doors. Let's see if they can regain some of the form that saw them at world number 1 status probably 5 or 6 years ago. We haven't seen them on the circuit for the last few months. They were last seen in the European Championships. I think they lost to the McGees of Ireland in 3 close games, but they did win the Polish Open back in March. And as I said, very capable of taking on some of the world's best. There's Chan and Lee there. Lee Hock Lai, he's Malaysian born. I think he was born in the same city as Lee Chong Wei and came over to the US as a student. He now coaches badminton here. And he's paired up again with Phyllis Chan. The umpire Ittrich of Austria just doing the coin toss. Looks like the Poles won the toss and elected the far side of the court as we'll look at it, I think. Yes, Lee Hock Lai, age 29. They are currently ranked 271 in the world. They were up at 69 as their career best. But as I said, he hasn't been playing as much competitive badminton in recent years, more of a coach really. Phyllis Chan, slightly younger at 24, her career best was 51 with a different partner. Also born abroad, born in Hong Kong and now living in Canada. She has seen more success in women's doubles, I would say, a top 40, top 50 player in the world. And as you can see there, they've had some very tough games so far this week. Canadian opposition in both rounds 1 and 2. Both of those went to 3 games and could have gone either way. Let's take a look at Robert Mateusiak then. Aged 40, one of the oldest players in the tournament. former world #1 back in 2010. That was with Nadia, his partner here in the mixed. Great to see Robert Mateusiak still doing his stuff in these kind of events and taking on some of the world's best. Surely the favourites here in this match. Nadiezda, age 32 again. Not the youngest of players out here, but very, very capable indeed. They were good enough to take a very strong Korean pair to 3 games back in the German Open earlier this year, where they lost in the semi-finals. So let's see if they can do one better here today. There's no head-to-head to speak of. It's the first time these two pairs have met in top competition. And both pairs have had a very tough week indeed. Some very close games throughout this mixed doubles competition, so many going to 3 games. And the withdrawal of some of the top-ranked players in the tournament has really opened up this draw and allowed for some very close games indeed. So really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen here today. Service judge out there is Bana of the USA. Haven't seen too many issues so far this week with things like high serving or any conditions in the arena to speak of that are causing any moments of controversy. The players have been very happy with the surface, the lighting, no drift to speak of, and so
ladies and gentlemen,
really does provide for very top-level badminton here. It's the Canadians with the serve, and Phyllis Chan ready for action. Everybody's ready out there on court 1 as we get underway. Yeah, Nadiezda in very early there indeed, showing her dominance at the net. Only just started, but that might prove to be one of the telling points in this match. Oh, a great cross-court slice from Chan. That overhead technique just allowing for that deception. I think that's what it's going to take for the American-Canadian pairing here, because the Poles looking very comfortable out there. You could see from the opening rallies they were very happy to move the shuttle around. Robert Mateusiak might not be the most powerful and fastest player on tour, but very cute, very comfortable out there, as you can see. Oh, that round the head cross-court slice again from Chan.
2-1.
They're going to have to look out for that. Both of the women very comfortable at the rear of the court. And you could see Chan's overhead technique was very impressive. Great power from Hock.
Service over, 2-3.
Yeah, again there, the Poles happy to just hold and punch the shuttle to the rear of the court. You expect the downward attack, so it's quite a good option at times, just to keep your opponents guessing. Oh, That just called long. That's unfortunate for Mateusiak.
4-3. Service over.
Great touch at the net there from Zieba. Just brushing across the shuttle, bringing it down early and forcing her opponents out of position. Yes, well left.
5-4. 6-4.
Great strength in the forehand from Mateusiak and the backhand there. Just again, he read that so well. He was in very early.
Service over. 5-6.
The error at the net this time from Nadiezda. The first we've seen so far, very controlled badminton so far in this game. Nothing wrong with the serve there from Hock.
6-0.
I love to watch this kind of badminton. Not the youngest players out there, so much experience, so much skill. I think it's whoever's going to be able to hold it together
7-6.
well enough, because there's so much class out there on court. Yeah, it was a great choice of shots there from Robert Mateusiak that got them out of trouble. He was out of position, but the forehand drive down the line played just well enough to keep it away from the racket of Chan and get them back in the rally. Oh, that backhand again from Mateusiak, so much control. Very short swing and again just keeping the opponents guessing.
Hold. Service over. 7-9.
Couple of errors there from Zieba, perhaps a sign of nerves. But first match on court and the beginning of the first game, it's understandable, really. Oh, great drop shot, though.
Service over.
Just giving Chan a dose of her own medicine there.
10-7.
The slice bringing it down very sharply. Oh, that's unlucky.
Service over. 8-10.
The error, but no sign of nerves from Mateusiak. You could see the control, the patience he's got. It was a shame it was wide, because it was a great shot. Oh, that's fantastic.
Service over.
40 years old, but just showing us his athleticism.
Interval.
It's the Polish favourites that take us to the mid-game interval here in the first. Anthony Clark there, the English former top men's doubles player. He's now coaching the Polish national team. He spends a couple of weeks, a month out there in Poland, and he's been here all week helping his players through various matches in both doubles and singles. He's more of a doubles specialist, really, but very capable badminton player himself. I saw him knocking up earlier with the Polish singles #1. But very comfortable on the mixed doubles court, so very good choice for Poland to use somebody like Anthony Clark to help coach the team. Oh, good defense from Zieba. The cross-court block. Again, just moving her opponents out of position and early on that kill. The Polish 2 seeds now with a 5-point lead in this first game. If they can hold it together, it is probably enough to see them through to a 1-game lead. Oh, that was ambitious from Hock. It didn't quite come off, but you perhaps could sense the desperation in falling behind in this game, and he really went for that. Unfortunate for him. The last tournament the Polish pair won was the Swedish Masters back in January this year. Although they are getting a bit older, they're still very capable of taking on the world's best. They beat Chris and Gabby Adcock, for instance, in the Bitburger Open back in November. I'm sure they've got high expectations for this tournament after seeing the draw open up. Oh, great defense from the Poles, but it wasn't quite enough. A well-placed smash from Hock. Straight down the center of the court, and it forced a weak return.
Service over.
I must admit, from this position, that did look a few millimeters out, but it was called in. 17-9 the lead. The smile on the face of Robert Mateusiak tells us he's enjoying everything that's happening out there right now.
18-9.
Again, it was good defense from the Poles, but wasn't quite enough in the end. The composure of Hock and the ability to play that smash cross court. Very considered badminton, very thoughtful badminton so far.
11-18. Service over. 19-11.
Yeah, that's 2 or 3 errors on the serve we've seen so far, and I'm afraid to say it just isn't good enough at this level of the game. Oh, that's fantastic. Not only was the cross
20,
defensive block from Mateusiak impressive, but
11.
he was in so early on the shot before, covering for his partner. 40 years of age, but still very mobile around the court. Yeah, that's unlucky from Zieba. It was a good choice.
Service over.
If that punch clear had stayed in, it would have caused some problems. I think Lee Hock lies running out of ideas already in this game. That hold and slow drop he keeps trying is really not working for them.
13, 20.
Polish defense too wise to it, too early on the reply, and we've got the first game point, maybe the only game point we'll need. Yes, it was a great cross slice from Mateusiak, and that brings up their first game for the Polish favourites. 21-13.
First game won by Robert Mateusiak, Nadiezda Zieba, 21-13.
So players just making their way back to court for the start of this second game here in the mixed doubles semi-final.
20 seconds, fourth one, 20 seconds.
Let's see if Phyllis Chan of Canada and Lee Hock of the USA can come up with some fresh ideas to get themselves back in this match. Chan herself, no stranger to adversity. I remember the last time I watched her play was the Commonwealth Games back in 2014 over in Scotland. She was up against very strong Scottish opposition at the time, and the huge arena fully behind their home favourites, and Chan really gave them a very tough fight indeed. As I recall, they had to take on the English pair of Chris and Gabby Adcock as well in that same tournament, and so I don't think she'll be afraid of the pressure here of falling behind in this match. Let's see if they can get themselves back in it. Yeah, Mateusiak just showing his frustration. He was very early on the net kill after that smash, but he chose to go cross-court just with the change of angle of the racket at the very last second. It was quite a difficult skill, and on this occasion it was just too much.
Service over, 3-2.
That was better though, the cross smash back at the server and directly onto the right hip. Very difficult place to return a smash from, of course. That's fantastic stuff, turning defense into attack. Just showing us examples of the kind of class it takes the former world #1s looking in full control so far in this match. Oh, Chan read that very well, but that's a shame for Nadia. Chan was into the center of the court very early on that drop shot from Mateusiak, but she didn't do enough with it to put the poles under immediate pressure. The error in the end.
4-5.
And another. Keeps Chan and Lee in this game.
Service over, 6-4.
Yeah, that was well judged from Robert Mateusiak, well left.
Fault. Service fault call. Service over, 5-7.
The first service fault, I think it was called because his racket was slightly high. Oh, some confusion from the Polish pair and lack of communication that has to come down to.
6-7.
It seemed nobody called. I don't think Nadiezda was aware that Mateusiak was right on top of her. Oh, great push on the return of serve.
Service over, 8-6.
And the player's just toweling down. You can see from the camera shots how close the bleachers are to the courts here in this arena. It does provide a good atmosphere with the crowd so close to the courts. And I'm sure the excitement is going to build as the day progresses with some really fine players on court on the schedule here. Nine 6 here in the second game. The Polish pair just opening up a slight lead again. And a great forehand slice, straight slice there from Mateusiak. Too much, the 4-point gap now. I think it's only a matter of time, and it looks to me like the Poles are going to take this match in straight games. Yeah, that's the third error in a row from Phyllis Chan, and that brings the game, the mid-game interval here, 11-6.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. 11-6. Play. Service over. 7-11.
Great smash and the applause from the crowd. Let's hope it's a sign of things to come and Chan and Lee can find a way to get back into this match, because the Poles so far really just showing their dominance and looking too much for this American-Canadian pairing. Oh, the skill at the net, the hold,
Service over.
the deception, it was great to watch. Mateusiak throughout this whole game has looked so composed. Yeah, Zieba taking her on at the net. The defense has been good, but Lee Hock Lai read that very well indeed, and he was in so early.
Service over. 9-13.
A real battle of the minds, it has to be said, in this match so far. Like I mentioned earlier, you might not see the same power and speed as you may elsewhere in mixed doubles, but the technical ability and the ability to read the game has been so impressive from both pairs so far. The punch clear had just enough on it to cause Mateusiak to have to change his feet and put him under a bit of pressure. Not easy to make that jump out straight smash work. The error there, but 5 points the lead again for the Polish pair.
Service over. 11-15.
And Phyllis Chan lucky to get away with that. Nadiezda read it very easily and was just unlucky that she didn't quite connect with the shuttle. Oh, great defense. Oh, that's incredible, Mateusiak. Smiles on the face as he's lifting straight, lifting cross court, and then just blocking into the gaps. Very impressive.
Service over. 12-16.
Oh, great return from Nadia.
Service over. 17-12.
Just brushing across the shuttle again, pushing it into the gap. And the Polish pair really on fire here. It seems everything they touch is turning to gold. That serve just clipping the net and forcing the error on the return. And again, what a great serve from Mateusiak.
Service over. 13-18.
Smiling, looking composed still.
Service over. 19-13.
The pressure's just proving too much for Phyllis Chan. She did anticipate the straight drive, but wasn't able to cleanly return the flat push from Zieba.
Oh, that's fantastic stuff. Again, Mateusiak setting up his partner.
Match point 13.
It looks so easy when it's done well, just moving them into the gaps. One eye on the opposition's movement as he's lifted to the back and just playing into the open space.
Service over. 14-20.
Good return of serve, though, from Lee. The second match point. Oh, that's unlucky. Mateusiak going for something special to close this match into. That's 2 match points. Lee and Chan have saved. Can they make it a third? No, it's an error on the serve. A shame to finish the match in that fashion, but it's the Polish favourites, the number 2 seeds, Robert Mateusiak and Nadiezda, that progress to tomorrow's final. Confirmation of the score then, 21-13, 21-15, and they wasted no time at all in dispatching their opponents here in the semi-finals, so we look forward to seeing them again tomorrow. So that score again, 21-13, 21-15. It's Mateusiak and Zieba who progress to tomorrow's final. The next match up on court is women's singles. It's the number 7 seed from Bulgaria, Linda Zechiri. She's taking on Ayumi Mini of Japan. This is the first of the women's singles we'll see here today on court 1. The second semi-final is featured later on. And you can see there the draws, what's happened so far this week. Zechiri had a fairly comfortable quarter-final against Chloe McGee of Ireland in straight games 22-20, 21-12. Ayumi Mini also had a fairly comfortable quarter. She was playing against her teammate from Japan, Hashimoto. Interesting to see the 3rd seed going down then in the quarter-finals too, Ayumi Mini, but Mini was looking in control in yesterday's quarters and put her teammate out, so we'll see the first of these women's singles semi-finals up on court next. Players and officials just making their way